Hello, and welcome to Holistic Lifestyle Tips Getting Real About the Woo Woo. I am Becky Russell, owner of wellness company Hope Essential, and I am an essential oil educator and a holistic lifestyle educator. I just love to teach. And I decided to start this video series in order to empower you about your wellness by opening your mind to the fact that there are other ways of approaching your health. So, the traditional way is to treat the symptoms, and then you're just piling one medication on to another. And you typically do not age with a quality of life that way. Uh, but with the holistic way, you are getting to the root of the issue because you're treating the entire body. And so uh, I feel so strongly about this because in my family, many of the women, once they turn 40, they are diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And when I turned 35, I was diagnosed with as pre-diabetic. So I could already see what that path was because of my family. And it was not pretty. Um, it was basically medication upon medication to take care of the side effects and so forth, and not having a quality of life as they aged and leaving us too soon, really. So I wanted to try something different. Uh, Holistic had become a little more popular. So, and I was living in Dallas, which was more progressive. So I had that opportunity. And so that is what I chose. And I feel it served me well because at 63, I am not even considered pre-diabetic anymore. Now, do I have other health issues? Yes. But of course, my first option is to always try and treat holistically. Sometimes you can't, but if I can, that is my preferred path. So I just want to share what I've learned and hopefully help you. So every week I talk about a different topic, and it usually relates to physical wellness, emotional wellness, or spiritual wellness, sometimes one, two, or all three. And tonight we're going to talk about uh, it's might be controversial because it is a very restricted kind of eating, but there are some really amazing health benefits. So I feel it's very relevant and needs to be made, you know, people need to know about it. So because I didn't know it existed. And what I'm talking about is raw vegan. Yes, it's a thing. So I would just love to open your eyes to what it is. I normally don't like the word diet, it's a four-letter word to me. Uh, this is more of a lifestyle. The people who adopt this are very passionate about it, and it's not a diet, it is a lifestyle. And it is pretty restrictive. And so many of the people are doing it because of a health concern, because they've seen such amazing results from it. It's not an option. They are going to stay on this, uh, way, this lifestyle. And other people choose this way of eating because for ethical or environmental reasons. But the people I've talked to it or read about, it's been for health concerns. And so, what is a raw vegan diet? So, raw veganism is a subset of veganism. And so, of course, it excludes all foods of animal origin. Then it adds the concept of raw foodism, which I didn't even know that term before this. So, that's interesting. And that dictates that food should be eaten completely raw or heated at temperatures below 104 to 118. So that is a pretty strict uh, guideline there. So a raw vegan diet is generally rich in fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouted grains, and legumes. So of course, low, if not zero, processed foods. Um, then of course, they also believe, and I tend to agree, that uh, raw and minimally cooked foods are more nutritious than cooked ones. I mean, that just seems logical to me. They also, ways they have of preparing the food other than just raw is juicing. I mean, it's still raw, but I mean, just like eating the apple. Juicing, blending, soaking, sprouting, and dehydrating. So those are some varieties there. Um, the true raw vegans believe that you get everything you need from the food. You don't need supplements if you're eating this wide range of fruits and vegetables and these other foods I mentioned. So they really discourage the supplements. Um, so, how can this be of benefit to you? Um, it may improve heart health. So, because it's due to the focus on fruits and vegetables, of course, and they are consistently linked to lower blood pressures and a reduced risk of heart disease and stroke. So that is all good. This way of eating also includes plenty of nuts, seeds, sprouted whole grains, and legumes. And studies show that these foods may improve blood cholesterol levels and further lower your risk of heart disease. Still all good. Studies have reported that vegans have up to a 75% lower risk of developing high blood pressure and 42% lower risk of dying from heart disease. Um, it also says that vegan diets are particularly effective at reducing bad cholesterol. So, fewer studies have looked at the effect of raw vegan diets specifically. So there needs to be more research done, but there are so many testimonials out there about the power of this way of eating. It may reduce your risk of diabetes, and you know that's a heart thing for me, to try and either control or reverse. Um, this is partly due again because of the focus on fruits and vegetables. Excuse me. And this diet is rich in fiber, and that's linked to lower blood sugar levels and increased insulin sensitivity. Now, this is the opposite of insulin resistance. So, this is a good thing. Sorry. So, a recent study linked vegetarian and vegan diets to a 12% lower risk of type 2 diabetes. So, that's a pretty impressive statistic there. Um, So the vegan diets, because they contain good amounts of nuts, seeds, and sprouted grains and legumes, um, those further help lower your blood sugar levels. I am sorry. Um, and this diet may aid weight loss. So, and help you keep it off. Um, some studies have shown that this raw veganism can lower the amounts of body fat. So that is good. And this diet may also improve digestion. So the high amount of fiber in whole plant foods are going to obviously help with that. The raw vegan diets are high in both soluble and insoluble fibers. So the insoluble fibers add bulk to your stools and help food move more quickly through your gut, in reducing the likelihood of constipation. And then the soluble fiber helps feed the good bacteria in your intestines. So these healthy bacteria produce nutrients such as short chain fats, which help reduce inflammation in your gut. So we know how important that is. They may also improve symptoms of IBS, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis. So knowing all these good things, what can you eat and what should you not eat? So I mentioned some as I was explaining, but raw fruits, raw vegetables, sprouted grains, um, and you can even eat quinoa, but it has to have been soaked rather than cooked. Sprouted legumes, raw nuts, not roasted, raw seeds, not roasted, um, almond milk made with raw almonds. That means the stuff you buy in the store is probably not okay because it's been through some processes. And then raw tofu. What to avoid? Now, this will be a biggie. This might be a deal breaker. Coffee. Cooked grains, including rice and quinoa, meat, cheese, dairy products, including yogurt and milk, pasta, and of course, processed foods, chips, sweets like cookies and cake. So, this all sounds, very logical that this would be beneficial. But there are some potential risks. Now, again, there hasn't been enough studies, really, from what I can tell, to say yes or no one way or the other. But just keep this in mind that these are possible risk. You could be nutritionally unbalanced. If you're a picky eater like me, who eats like a 12-year-old who's just very picky, I don't have that wide range of fruits and vegetables. Fruits, I'm pretty good, but vegetables, there's a lot I just don't eat. So I'm going to be eating those same ones all the time, and that's not going to give me that wide variety. And so, because most raw vegans don't believe in supplementing, if I were to try this diet, I would have to, because until I grow up and eat more more variety of food. Um, Vitamin B12 is one example of a nutrient usually lacking in this kind of diet. And getting too little of this vitamin can lead to anemia, nervous system damage, infertility, heart disease, and poor bone health. So those are things that that's pretty important. Um, so this kind of diet is usually low in calcium and vitamin D, and uh, so they also discourage the use of iodized salt, which further puts you at a risk of deficiency. So those are just things to sort of keep in mind. Um, Another thing that sort of surprised me was tooth decay. Um, because if you eat a lot of citrus fruits and berries, they're acidic and that can cause erosion for your tooth enamel. And then the part about reducing fertility. In some cases, the raw vegan diet did seem to reduce fertility. So if that is something that you're already concerned about, this is probably not the right plan for you. But um, I know personally someone who has adopted this lifestyle. Raw Chef Jane is a local wonderful lady, and she and her husband have just seen amazing health benefits from this way of eating. She wrote this cookbook, and uh, you know, for her, this has been life-saving. And then another resource is I found him online, Ariel Veloso. Nutrition Raw is his company, and he blogs about the raw vegan eating. And he has basically come back from a very, very serious illness. And his main difference is her approach is relies a lot on a dehydrator. And he did not like that. It was too much of a hassle, I guess. So his recipes are even more simplified and do not require a dehydrator. So I just think it's interesting. I want to know what all the options are out there. I want to share it with you. Not everyone likes to learn like I do. So I'm trying to make it easier for you to know what's out there. But I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not suggesting you do one thing over another. I just am presenting you with what's out there, and then you do the research. And of course, if you are under a doctor's care, you must uh, talk with them before you make any of these changes. You must. And if you found this helpful, I would love to know if you have a takeaway from this, if this intrigues you, if you know, have an opinion one way or the other. I would love to hear it. Comment below. And then if you want to see other holistic lifestyle tips videos, they are on my website, hopeessential.com, along with a lot of other essential oil information and tips and recipes. And Of course, you can follow me on Facebook at Hope Essential LLC. And there I have events and more education and just free stuff. So just subscribe for my newsletter off my website and you'll get more information. So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now.